All right, guys, I'm going to paint a little bit on this iris plaque that I have here. I have to apologize. I'm voicing over this video because I'm not used to my new camera or this video editing program. So, if it's a little off, forgive me. I'll try to keep up with the video. I'm just showing you that I've done this is the second fire on this plaque, iris. It has a peak glaze originally. Then I have a first fire, and now I am working on the second fire. I put the orange color on the inside. I'm putting now the pinks, second fire on the pinks. We have a dark side, which I'm painting on now, shadow side of the iris turnbacks. This is the darker pink. And in a moment, I'll show you the different pinks that I have. Okay, that is the lighter pink. And then I have the darker pink. You can tell the difference between the lighter and the darker. It has it's more of an intense pink because it has more of a pinkish color. The lighter pink is very, very pale. I do have a lavender or a blue purple there, which isn't a bright blue, but I'm adding that to the darker pink to do the shadow side. Part of this video, I was actually trying to use the pointer to show you things on the reference photo, but after I played it back, I noticed you couldn't see the pointer, so that didn't help. So as I pulled it out a little bit, you can see how strong the light is on the light part of the iris. So in the darker areas, you can notice there's um, a lighter area and a darker area. So where the darker areas are in the shadows, I'm adding some of that uh, violet color, which is not a bright blue, but um, a more subdued violet. I have sped up the video so um, that it's not so long. So I'm trying to get all the information in. I think I have was trying to tell you. There's a lot of uh, twists and turns in these irises. So that's what I'm trying to do as I go along, try to figure out, you know, which way the edges are going. And actually, the edges, as you go along, if you'll wipe them out, they will help guide the eye, the direction, um, the eye as it goes through. You just have to keep those little edges wiped out. there was a little smaller um, area down here, part of the petal that I was trying to keep um, light and a little unfinished because there's some really strong uh, highlights. I didn't want a deep shadow in there, so I was trying to keep that little area white because there's some really interesting little highlights in there. So, okay, so here I was trying to tell you that that really light petal on that right side is going to stay very, very light until I go back with my dark background. Then I can kind of gauge, how light I want that light petal to be. And also these that I'm painting now, how light, I will keep those unpainted until the background's put on. So I want to keep them very, very light. I am adding some of those little tiny shadows, dark shadows up there at the top, uh, because those are some of your little tiny shadow areas. So I will put those in right now. Well, I'm trying to explain that there is a very dark shadow, and I think I was trying to point it out with my pointer on my reference material. But you see that a dark shadow that comes under the middle, that real red middle. Uh, it almost has a green under coat, under shadow. So what I did was I did put a little bit of blue on the first fire. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's kind of a blue green. So I kept some of that on there. And so I will excuse me, paint over that. That bottom petal is very creamy when you go out to the light sides of it, but it is kind of um, a golden color. Um, and I think I have yes, I'm going to show you the color right now. It is a gold and it looks dark, but when you go out to the edge and you put it on very lightly, I think it does very well for this. It isn't a bright. You don't want a bright. This is not a bright petals down at the bottom. I mean, when they go out, there is creamy, so you don't want a lemon or anything like that. Um, I did put more intensity on this first fire on the sides. I think because they are a little bit darker and a little bit brighter than the main part. Um, so I just added some more color. But now this is the gold um, going on that bottom petal. When you get out to the edge, it's very, very, very thin, painted very thinly. And now I'm painting that shadow that starts that shadow that I was talking about before, that is right in the center part of that bottom petal. And I'm painting with that yellow, but I'm putting a little bit of black green, very, very little black green um, on that very bottom part because that's where the petal turns and gradually goes back. And there's not a sharp turn because it's a very wide shadow. So and now I'm darkening just that area that's on the right side of that petal, that bottom petal. Um, I'll do more of it the next fire. Now I'm just adding some of that gold right underneath the overlapping top petal. So keeping that top or bottom petal right near the center, very, very light. And now I'm trying to wipe out the veins where I've put that dark underneath there. And I think I used the wrong wipeout tool. So I go back and feather it and use a smaller wipeout tool because they're very, very thin. And now I think I'm trying to, or I know I'm trying to um, put some of those veins in that bottom petal, not too many. I, and you want to remember when you do put these veins in that that bottom petal does have a wavy surface. So you're not the lines are not going to be straight. They're actually going to follow the curvature of um, of the petal as you wipe out and also as you put in the vein. So you have to pay attention to um, which way they curve.